Alright, I have just another couple problems to do over solving equations with adding and subtracting. On this one, this is a multiple choice answer. If you look, you could sit and plug in each of those numbers to see which one works, or you can go ahead and solve it. You're trying to get rid of a negative 4.6, and you would do that by adding 4.6 to both sides. That would give us the answer of 6.8. The next problem has some fractions, so I will get rid of the minus 1/3 by adding 1/3 to both sides, which gives me a negative 1/3 plus a 1/3 is a 0. And then this one, which is a little bit tricky, a lot of people want to, because they see the subtraction sign, they want to add 3 to both sides. But you have a positive 3, and the way you're going to get rid of a positive 3 is with a negative 3. That creates your 0. You still have a minus x equals 31. What happens is to make this be positive, then your other side would become negative. So your answer happens to be negative 31. Again, you can always check your solutions by putting in the numbers. So had you done this incorrectly and you would have gotten the answer of, say, 37 or something, you wouldn't have come up with a positive 34. But if you plug in your negative 31, you do come up with that positive answer, 34. These last couple problems, what we're asked to do is actually write the equation and then solve it. So it says x less than 5 is 17. Now that's one of those special cases. So it's saying x is less than the 5, okay, so it's backwards, is 17. It's very much like the last problem we just did. We have a positive 5, we've got to get rid of it by putting a negative 5 on both sides. That's how we create that 0. We have a negative x equals a 12. And then what we end up getting is x equals negative 12 because we're flip-flopping that negative value, or dividing by a negative 1 on both sides. The next problem here we have, after spending $45.90 at the mall, Leah had $23.50 remaining. Write and solve an equation to find the amount Leah had originally. Now there's more than one way that you can write this equation. But I always like to say, okay, well at the end, she had $23.50. I know that she spent, so she went negative in the whole $45.90. That allows me to figure out what she started with. So then I could solve this equation. Again, there are more than one way to write this equation. You could have simply just said, well, the amount she started with is $23.50, the amount she had remaining, plus the $45.90. This is also a correct equation. Notice that is exactly what I'm going to get when I start to solve this equation. So when I solve this equation, I do get that we're adding those together, and we end up with $69.40. The last problem in this section says Marion wants to earn $150 to buy a new CD player. So far, he has earned $55.50 towards his goal. Write and solve an equation to find out how much more money he needs. So he wants to have $150 in the end. Right now, he has $55.50. How much more does he need? This equation will allow me to solve that. Another equation that would also work is saying, well, the amount he has to earn yet can be figured by going 150 minus $55.50. This is also a correct equation. If you watch me solve this equation on the right-hand side here, you will see that it is exactly the equation I get when I start to solve. I get 150 minus $55.50. I'll go ahead and do that, and I end up with the answer of $94.50.